right, Troy, maybe this is different from the county. Maybe it's not. But in St. Augustine, residents and business owners may see an increase in their property taxes. On Monday night, the city commission approved a tentative tax rate matching last year's rate, but due to property values, they say it means the city will collect an additional $2.5 million. The proposed tax rate of 7.5 mils is 8% higher than the 6.93 mils needed to actually maintain the current property tax revenue levels. Residents are encouraged to attend the public budget meeting on September 5th at 5 o'clock in the Alcazar Room, City Hall at 75 King Street, where officials will discuss how property taxes and other revenues will be used. The meeting will also be broadcast live on the city's website, of course, where they typically get an average of about 2.2 viewers. Is this? I mean, their best views come from
a K or something.
No, their best views come from when we stream the city commission meetings, but they probably like it that way when nobody can see what's going on.
Yeah.
So is this pretty much the same as what we're seeing going across the county with property taxes?
It's the exact same, and then the media likes to dramatize it and say, "Oh, we're raising the taxes." We're not. The millage is staying the same. The ad valorem taxes can slightly increase because of the value of your home, which is not a terrible thing either. I mean, most of my best investments have come from properties like that, so it's kind of the cost of owning a house.
You want your property values to go up, but with increased property values come more money that you got to pay.
Because the percentage of that millage is going to be higher against that. But if you have your house homesteaded, you're protected by Save Our Home, so it's not going to go up more than 3%.
But you got to do that every 3 years, right? Is that right with the homestead?
Once you're homesteaded, I mean, you don't have to go back in and do that. So,
great.
So I mean, if you move, then you have to do it on that.
It gets a little hairier there.
Okay. So you have to do that.
But just lock it in. That's important.
Basically, what they've done is they've set it as we're not going to raise the millage, but they can come down. They can't go higher, but they can come down. So. Exactly what the same as what the county did just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I figured. Okay, so it will result in more money that you got to pay, but it's not an increase that the city is necessarily imposing.
No,
is that what I'm
so
saying?
your millage is like the percentage of the value of your property, and basically that percentage is going to stay the same, but the value of your property will probably increase just because of
big time, yeah.
Just because of what's happening with our economy and stuff like that, and everyone wants to live in St. Augustine, so
I mean,
it's not a terrible thing, but you probably won't. It'll probably be insignificant per month in your escrow.
Yeah,
okay. That sounds good to me. I don't know how much most of that stuff works, but. Yeah. As long as it's insignificant in my escrow.
I like the word insignificant. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. Especially when it comes to what I got to pay every single month.
Yeah. Your insurance. I mean, the thing you really need to keep an eye on is your insurance. And, we have Christy keeping an eye out for us. And that really helps. But the insurance is what hurts your escrow usually more than your property taxes.
Okay.
In most cases.
Yeah, that's what we learned yesterday. Christy was on the afternoon show and talked all about like some of the increases and things, and you'll be alarmed when all of a sudden your policy goes up. So that's why we have a great advocate with Christy, and she can find something better. And yesterday she revealed on the new show there's like a new vendor that St. Augustine can really cash in on and really and get some great policies out there and that won't increase.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Wonderful because insurance it has to be. I mean, the different politicians that I've talked to that are running and stuff like that, my number one question to them is, how are you going to handle tort reform? How are you going to handle insurance? And, some of them have good answers. Some of them have no idea what I just said to them.
So. That's not surprising. All right. Well, so you will be paying a little bit more, but I would definitely encourage you to go sit in on that meeting in September 5th. 5 o'clock at the Alcazar Room and discuss with commissioners how that's going to affect you.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the commissioners are not raising your taxes. They're holding it flat. It's the actual value of your house. So it's, be mad that your house is worth more if you want to be.
Right. I guess that's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, September 5th. Be there. All right, moving on.